Letters from the Front, Part 11, by CZS 5056. 7 December 3014. Dear Senator Patrick Jones, as the head of the Committee of the War Effort, I implore you to, without hesitation, increase funding for the acquisition and protection of provisions. The division of men under my command alone consume 80,000 pounds of rice, 100,000 pounds of potatoes, 5,400 pounds of peanut butter, 10,000 pounds of beans, 300 pounds of cheese, 100,000 gallons of drinking water, 5,000 gallons of cooking water, and 740 million gallons of fuel water daily. Deir Jair's surface can provide some of the necessary nutrition, but as the battle continues, the capacity to feed the army from local food sources will become more and more difficult. As you can clearly see, this is not sufficient nutrition for the fighting men at the front, who require more protein to have the physical strength to fight, vitamins and minerals to maintain proper health, and carbohydrates to have the energy to continue the fight. I am reminded of a quote by Frederick II of Prussia, who once said, "Without supplies, no army is brave," and that is as true now as it was back then. Deir Jair has the capacity to feed the whole army and local populations for approximately 3 months before the food and fresh water sources are exhausted. We have the capacity to kill every last Tagan and Auric on this planet, but what we are in desperate need of is nutrition. The men have been making their displeasure about the lack of known, and have established black markets for different stolen food items, and trade ammunition, pay, and medical supplies for vegetables and meat. We have punished any soldier seen with looted food items, and we are attempting to protect the civilians. But as the men grow more hungry, the task becomes more difficult. As you can see, Senator, the situation is dire, and I implore you to help us. Sincerely, Colonel Gregory K. King, Earth Army, 6th Armored Division. Part 12. 17th day of the 14th month in the 4th year of the reign of High Counselor Garen the Mighty of the Tagan Empire. To Cornello Fursi and his female companion. By now, I'm sure you have heard the news of your son. I am terribly grieving for the loss of your son. I was with him when he left our world for Jer Allah. He was an enterprising, resourceful, and business-savvy Tagan who accumulated just under 15,000 K before his early demise. He asked me, before I operated on his wounds, to send the money to you if he didn't survive the surgery. After talking to other members of his warband, I've concluded that he was an honest Tagan who cared deeply for you too, and would often brag about the small packages that you sent him. They also told me that he leapt onto a Narahan-thrown explosive and took most of the energy to save the rest of them during their latest assault. I know this does not make up for the loss of your son, and you would rather have him than the money, but sadly, we do not know how to reverse death yet. I've arranged for the money to be sent to you with his ashes for proper honoring. I cannot begin to imagine what you are going through at this time. I can only pray to Versaria that this war will be over soon, through her mercy and grace, so that no other parents have to go through what you are going through now. I hope that you will accept this with the knowledge that his actions saved several Tagan lives, and I hope that brings some comfort to you. Sincerely, Surgeon Officer Octavius Zero, Tagan Armed Service Medical Corps.